Good morning and welcome to a beginner Pilates workout. We're going to go through a few of the fundamentals and get you nice and warmed up through the body. So we'll start lying down. Feet are planted onto the mat with a bend through the knees. And we're going to start with our Pilates breath. This is the core of everything we do. And we'll start with the hands on the outside of the ribs, taking an inhale, feeling the ribs expand to the side. Exhale. Hug those ribs down. Inhale, expand. Exhale, close down through the ribs. 2 more. Next, we're going to place the left hand onto the lower part of the belly. Still got that hand on my rib cage so I can stay connected with both. And this time we take an inhale, feel the expansion. And as we exhale, I want you to think about drawing up through the pelvic floor, up through the lower belly, and close down the ribs. Inhale, expand. Exhale, drawing up through the lower belly, closing down through the ribs. Feel that core activate. Inhale. Exhale, zip it up. Close down the ribs. Last one. Hugging in those ribs. Okay, we're going to start to test that abdominal activation a little bit more now, connecting our breath. We've got our hands up here. As we exhale, we're going to reach back, closing down those ribs. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, reach. Inhale, up. Exhale. I want you to take a quick pause here and just see where your ribs are. Have they hugged in or are they flaring and arching? That means we've kind of lost the connection there. So keep that spine nice and connected with the mat. Inhale, up. Exhale, away. Lovely. Okay, we're gonna bring the palms together. We're gonna start to warm up through the shoulders. So exhale, reach those hands up, feel the shoulder blades come apart. Inhale, draw it back. Exhale, reach. Inhale, back. My hands are a little cold. It's another frosty, beautiful morning. We're in Caerphilly today. 2 more. Really reach, really isolate through the shoulders and then press back into the mat. Keep that activation through the shoulders. Flip the palms to the front. Taking an inhale to prepare. Exhale, tuck the chin to chest, lifting up, reaching forwards. We're coming into ab prep. Think about really reaching those hands away so the shoulders are coming down from the ears. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Going to go from 4 more, so 8 in total. We move slowly and mindfully throughout, really giving us the chance to activate in all the right places. That breath helps to connect everything together. And we're going to open those hands out to a cactus position, so a bend at the elbow. You can bring the legs slightly closer together, just coming up onto our tippy toes. We're now going to start to activate through the obliques, so taking an inhale to repair. As you exhale, start to bring those knees over to the left-hand side. The pelvis does lift, keeping the knees in line. And then exhale, drawing in from the abdominals, we come to center. And exhale, over. We're going to the other way, keeping the head central. Inhale, back. Exhale, over. Inhale, center. So this is a really good movement to kind of teach us that whilst this might look like it's just the knees moving and the hips rolling, this is actually still originating from our core. And that is the thing that signifies the movement. The first thing I want you to think about is that obliques drawing back from here. Well, this time we'll come all the way over, and we'll release this hand coming into a bit of a chalk circle. So we circle this arm. I'm rolling down a hill a little bit. My fingers are getting cold. 1, 2, 3. Bring those elbows back down. We come all the way to the other side. And we go 1, 2, 3. And come back to the middle. We're going to hug those knees into chest. Give our hands a little squeeze because I'm cold. Okay. We're coming into some glute bridges next. I have had to add some gloves on because I was worried about my hands. But to start with, we're going to work on some pelvic tilts. So the way I like to think of this is if we've got that glass of water on our pelvis, and as we exhale, we tuck the pelvis under. Think about that glass tipping towards us. Pelvis is coming towards the head. And then we inhale, unfold, tilting the other way. And you might feel a slight gap in the lower part of the spine. That's okay. Exhale, tilt this way. Press the spine in. Inhale, unfold. This time we're going to exhale, tilt the pelvis towards our head, pushing through the feet. When you can't tuck that pelvis anymore, you release the glutes and the legs up, coming into our glute bridge, hugging down through the ribs. Inhale, lower. Exhale, find that tilt and lift up. Inhale, lower. Working through in your own time, you don't have to follow me. And if this is feeling good, you have the option to release the arms here. So release the arms, come up. Think about how we stay active through the shoulders, just like we did in our first movements. 2 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inner thigh squeeze. And lift. So just making sure our knees are not splaying out, keeping them nice and connected. And we lower. Amazing. We are going to come to lie on our side now. So taking your left arm nice and high. We're coming onto the edge, onto our side. Hips are stacked, knees are stacked, toes are stacked. We're coming into our oyster. Inhale to prepare. We extend this top leg away and lower down. Keep that head lowered. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So we're keeping the hips facing forward. You might want to plant a hand onto your hip. If I just open my hip out, I'm not getting the right activation. So I keep that really still and I think about lengthening through this top leg away. 3 more. Lovely. We're now going to extend the top leg. So for me, that's the right leg. We've got the left leg bent in front. And we're going to really, really extend that right leg away. We lift up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So I'm keeping my foot off the ground throughout. If that's too much, you might find it easier to come down. But for my hips, that doesn't feel quite right. Three, 2, and 1. We bring both legs back together and we're going to roll onto our backs. This time we're going to lift up into our tabletop position. So inhale to prepare. Exhale, drawing down the ribs, lifting up through the lower part of the belly. We lift our legs into tabletop. So we find this nice right angle. The further away our knees are, the hardest this will be on the abdominals. From here, we do some single leg taps. So inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale the other leg. Exhale, lift. So we really get into some lower abdominal engagement here. Keep it slow and steady. Make sure we're engaging throughout. Hands are planted into the mat. Let's go for 4 more, 2 each side. Lovely, hugging those knees in. We're coming to lie on the right hand side now. I'm coming to look straight into the sun. Right arm is long. We've got those knees bent in front, hips stacked, knees stacked, toes are stacked. Hand in front for support if you need, or hand on hip. We lengthen through that top left leg and close. Looking straight into the beautiful sunshine today. It's a nice frosty morning. 2 more. Last one, really squeeze, feel it coming into the outer thigh. Lovely, okay. That bottom right leg bends a little bit further in front, so it's at a nice right angle now. Left leg extends. We exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Hips are square. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw both legs together. Come to lie on your back one last time, hugging in through the knees. We'll take a quick rock from side to side, and then if we can, holding onto the backs of the thighs. This is a nice easy position to start with, and we start rocking forwards and back, just massaging through the spine. We'll go for 2 more. A little bit uneven for me, the surface today. And we come into our seated position, legs stretching out nice and long. Swoop those arms forwards, and we're going to come into a bit of a C-curve position. So inhale to prepare, and as we exhale, I want you to think about curving through the lower part of the spine and the thoracic spine, so the top part of the spine. We lean back. Inhale, lift. Draw those shoulders back and down. Exhale, reach those arms and shoulders forwards. We curve back. Exhale, lean. Inhale, up. I think I should have brought my sunglasses, not my normal glasses. 2 more. So really taking note that this lower part and the pelvis is tucking under, similar to how we did in our glute bridges. Find that pelvic tilt. And we lift up. Lovely work. Okay, try and keep those arms lifted as you can. You're going to come into a V position on your mat. So for me, the ankles are coming just off the mat. We take an inhale. Exhale, we reach the right arm to left leg. Send the other arm back behind us. Inhale, lift. We come out to a wide arm position. Exhale, over. So this is our saw movement. It's one of the original 32, 34 movements. We lift up. Again, we are using the core, the obliques, which is our side abdominals, to really get that rotation, reach all the way over, working on that shoulder strength and mobility, whilst enjoying that full body twist. Shoulders, if they're fully activated, they should start to feel that heat building in there. We enjoy those sensations through our Pilates. Focus on the breath. Go for 2 more. Reach, reach, reach. Coming to the left, back to center, and over to the other side. And release those arms. Lovely. Bringing the legs together, we're going to swoop them round to the side, coming into a 4-point kneeling position. So the hands are underneath our shoulders, knees are underneath our hips, and as we exhale, we're going to extend the left arm forwards, the right leg back. Inhale, draw it in. Staying on the same side. And back in. Really pushing through the right shoulder as well. So really tracing the mat. And draw it in. Okay, push through that left shoulder this time. Right arm comes forwards. And in. So it's opposite arm, opposite leg. Three more. 2 and 3. Okay, so for our final movement, we're going to bring the hands forward, bring the chest over the hands, leaning forward, and we're just going to slowly lower all the way down if you can. And we're coming into a front laying position. We've got one hand on top of the other. Our forehead comes to rest onto the hands. We take an inhale to prepare. As we exhale, we roll those shoulders back and down, drawing through the shoulder blades, and we look up in front. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, draw down through the shoulder blades. You don't want to be pushing through the hands. This is a movement that is coming from the shoulders. Exhale, lift. Take a moment to pause here. See what's going on with your belly button, belly. Think if you can draw that in just a little bit more. It's harder to activate through the abs in this position, but it is possible. Final one. See if we can lift here and see if we can release the hands coming out to the side. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. It's normal to maybe not feel this in the right position at first. With Pilates, it takes a while to kind of find that isolation, but stick with it. Like if this is your first class or you've only done a few, it will come in time. 2 more. Okay, bring those hands back, one on top of the other, head is coming down. I want you to focus onto the lower part of the body now. So keeping that leg lifted, leg long. As we exhale, we lift the right leg up. Inhale, lower. Left leg. And lower. So really squeezing through the glute and the hamstring to get that lift. Two more. Okay, and for our last movement today, you've probably guessed it. As we exhale, we're going to release those hands to the side, lift up through the lower parts, the lower body as well. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. We've got 2 more. Any back pain, just come to the arm movement. And we release down, bring those hands underneath our shoulders, send the hips back, and the reward of a child pose after that is so nice, just reaching through the spine. Take a few final breaths here. And we'll come to sit up onto our mat. This might be a lovely time if you want to do any more stretches, but thank you so much for joining me for this practice today. Hope to see you again soon.